What have you been able to create in your life? And as far as my contribution, what I've been able to help with, I would just love to hear that.
That's a great question. When you first asked me, I really got present to the mentorship you've offered me. And probably one of the most profound things you've created for me is whatever space I'm in, I'm always maximizing the space I'm in. So I often call you about, relationships or business stuff, and you get me present that whatever space I'm in, I'm maximizing the opportunity out of that. And you create like a world that like, oh my God, there's different spaces that come from that, different opportunity sets. So it's like really just like brilliant how you create this like huge context. But then I'm always left with like, all right, how do I do that? So you kind of do the best of both worlds. You create the big context for me to live into, then you give me practical advice on how to move in different spaces. It's never anything that I really think of.
Do you have an example of that?
Yeah. So, I called you about my business and I was just like stuck, right? It wasn't like it was like a different kind of stuck, right? Where we made incremental progress where we were making, good amount of money, but it wasn't what was possible. And Joni, and you know how much I hate leaving stuff on the table. But everything I was doing was more incremental. So I called you and I thought you were going to give me the same advice like I've been getting, and do this and make more calls and be more organized and all that stuff. And you gave me something completely out of left field that just blew my mind. And you simply said, you're afraid to be yourself. And I was like, yeah, I got that, right? But that has me stuck. And I actually wanted to move it on to more of like a tactical conversation. You just like stuck on that. And you just kind of peeled the onion back. As you're peeling the onion back, I was simply just like hurt and afraid. I was hurt by like past relationships, past business deals that didn't work out. And I was like, and that had me just feel constrained in my business and what I did. And as soon as you got me like present to that, I was able to like put that in the past and just be freed up to be myself. And when I actually like, and it was just like, and you didn't like tell me anything. It just like unfolded perfectly. It was like as simply as like just like stepping into a new space as I stepped into like a new step as I walk. It was like that, like simple and natural. And then when I did that, I was able to like, oh, let me just be myself. And I just like started like looking at like where was I not myself? And it was just like you shone the spotlight. The stuff I couldn't see, I could actually just see. I just walked in my office and I just had this board of like 20 opportunities. And I really asked myself, why am I so unsuccessful? And then I heard Joni voice in my head. It's like, oh, you're just not being yourself. I was like, oh, I was going after 20 projects because I wanted to look good and impress other people. And I just like got like, oh, when I actually have an end goal and treat things as a puzzle, I don't get stopped. And I gave myself permission to erase 15 of those things and only go after 5. And then I just made it a puzzle, which is exactly who I am. I just love playing puzzles. I'm still a little kid at heart. And as I started doing that, boom, 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 it just unfolded. And like stuff that used to stop me just came to me. It almost came to me like thin air. Like one big thing was like, oh, I'm not an engineer. Stop pretending you're an engineer. You're not trained to be an engineer. You're a business developer. You're here to create partnerships. So I started combining with my buddies. So I started making partnerships with my buddies. First one didn't work out. Second one didn't work out. I just kept on getting like my natural expressions got bolder and bolder. The third one we called, and me and my buddy Steven got on the phone, and when the client had, technical questions, my buddy Steven answered it. And when they had contractual questions, I answered it. And I was like, I need 15 people. I'm like, okay. I'm like, when? He's like, tomorrow. I'm like, okay. So we went from in the contract this grew, we went from a 10-person company to 40-person company in 2 weeks. But the source of that was Joni, your mentorship of me, of just like getting that what stopped me was nothing out there. It was in here. It was letting go.
Well, I really do commend you for every conversation we have. You're owning your life, you're owning your business, you're taking responsibility for all of it, and you created that. And it's just amazing. And how do you feel that you're able to do that and you're creating more and more in your business, even as we speak here?
The interesting thing is, it's not like, I mean, there's some exuberance here and there, but what's really there is a sense of peace. I'm at the right place, and I'm being who I say I'm going to be.
I think that's it. Thank you so much, Aashish.
Okay. Thank you.